Hi everybody, I'm Judy.
And I'm Jim, and welcome to It's a Highway Vlog, where you get to travel the country with us, and you don't even have to leave your inflatable funhouse at home.
So while you have no idea what you're doing next,
Well, if you're not doing anything, don't forget to like our channel, push the little subscribe button, and don't forget to
ring that notification bell.
Why? So you don't miss anything.
Or you miss everything.
Or maybe there's nothing to miss. Yeah, you read the title of the thumbnail correctly. We have no topic. None.
Stick around and see what we came up with right after this.
I'll edit that out. Well, good afternoon. We are in northern Iowa, about 100 miles from where we're going on Monday morning. We drove up here all day today through
You
snow.
drove up
I
here
drove
all the way.
Yeah, I drove pretty much all the way. We are in.
Hey, I did 250 miles yesterday.
Wow.
Technically, well, I don't know, because I stopped about 2:30 in the morning. So
Yeah, you did. So we picked up last night in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yep.
And it's sort of a not really a last minute, but we weren't really expecting to have a load over the weekend, and we got one. So we are actually loaded now, and we're sitting here waiting to go deliver on Monday.
Yep, and you might hear a little rumbling. Jim might get that out in the editing, but the reefer's on. So.
Yeah, the reefer unit is running. It's like right up above our heads, so there may be a slight rumble in the background. That's just us.
A little slight humming. Our sleep, you know.
Yes. It's really weird. We go home, we sleep in this truck. Now, you're thinking, why would you do that? Well, because we don't have any beds at home. Our kids have since moved out, and we got rid of the beds, and, our daughter lives at home, and so when we go home, we don't have a bed. Well, we're so used to sleeping in this truck, and we're so used to hearing that reefer go up there, that we can't sleep when it's quiet. It sounds so weird, I know.
And at home it's really quiet.
Oh, we live in the country.
We live in the country, and there's nothing but
Yeah.
the creek running, and you can't hear that in the truck.
If you noticed at the very beginning, or when you went and you clicked on this video, the little thumbnail that came up, I know what I'm going to put there. Even though I haven't done it yet, I'm looking into the future. It's going to say no topic, and that's pretty much what today is. No topic. Well,
Judy and Jim just talking about whatever comes to their minds.
Yeah, we got here earlier. I checked on the internet service to see just how fast we can upload it. It is the fastest I have ever seen. I mean, I should literally be able to upload this probably hour-long video. I don't know.
Hopefully
in like
it's not that long.
10 minutes. And we were out in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. And
in Floyd.
Yes, in Floyd, Iowa.
Which makes me think of a TV show, but
Yes, we're close to there.
But a lot more older than we are.
Yeah,
With
whatever.
Floyd in it.
So anyway, we're sitting here, and we've had like a couple little things run through our minds today for a topic, and can't decide on one. So it's sort of like a slow day in the newsroom. So we thought we'd talk about several different things. We came up here today we got up this morning, and I started driving at like 6:30, I think.
Yeah, and you were still on the interstate at that time.
Yeah, somewhere down south of St. Louis. We were on Interstate 55. We drove up to St. Louis, around the backside of St. Louis, and then got on US 61.
So when you say the backside of St. Louis, what do you actually mean by the backside?
Well, I didn't go
on
through
the west side? Or
I didn't go through downtown. St. Louis sits right up against the river, so there's sort of that area to the backside.
So is that to the west?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
I
it's
guess
to
the
west.
backside, for all of you who do not know this, the backside is the west.
Obviously, it was just the side I was on because I'm back.
But you're not west. Uh-huh.
Don't have to be. I'm back. Anyway.
And we're back.
So we drove up here on this road. It's a 4-lane highway. All the way, almost 99% of it is just, you can't tell it apart from an interstate. But you do go through a couple towns, and there's a few red lights that we stop at. No big deal. But it's called. We've noticed this. We've been on this highway before. It's not an interstate, and I think sometimes get people in their heads that that's the only road that we can drive on.
We're only allowed on the interstates.
Well, this is not an interstate. It's just as good a road. In fact, it's probably better because there's a lot less traffic on it than some of the interstates. But anyway, it's got a name. I don't know if people are aware, but a long time ago, before the roads had numbers, a lot of them had names. Like we had the Overland Trail and the Santa Fe Trail and the Dixie Highway, and
I guess Route 66 can't be considered that because it has the number in it.
Well, they called it the Mother Road.
The Mother Road, not the Mother Load, but the Mother
Road. And so, but anyway, we were on a road, and we were sort of curious about it because you see it. It's called the Avenue of the Saints, and it runs from St. Louis, Missouri, to St. Paul, Minnesota. And
I had to look it up, by the way.
Yeah, we did, and because there's little signs, and actually you'll see a video through here somewhere of where I took a picture of the road sign as we were getting ready to get up here to where we're at. And there's a lot of snow on the ground too.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Avenue of the Saints. Well, in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, that's probably one of the
historical name for.
Yeah, it goes back to 1980. And
so old. Well, in some cases we are kind of.
Yeah, well, I guess, but but they actually didn't really start doing any work on it till like 1990. It's actually a combination of several old U.S. highways that they just sort of put this route over. This guy, a business guy, had, hey, let's build a road between St. Louis and St. Paul, and we'll call it Avenue of the Saints. And so, there's a few things on the side of the road that, like we saw an apple orchard that said, Orchard on the Avenue, So it's sort of like a marketing thing. But interestingly, that's why a lot of the old roads were named in the first place. They would have a cross-country road that was designed to basically drive business to the towns along the way, and so you would have these associations that formed that would promote certain roads, like going west. You had like the Santa Fe Trail or some of the older highways, but that's where all that started. So it's sort of interesting that we think about happening in the teens and the 20s.
Yeah, or the horse and buggy days where they were just say, take that road that's, goes between this one and this one.
But that, it's sort of interesting that whole concept, at least it is to me, I'm a road geek.
And a historic person.
But it's sort of interesting that the whole concept came forward, out of those older years, even into the 80s. And I'm sure there's probably some highways that are still doing promotion today. We see signs. I saw one the other day where they'll have like the Route 127, garage sale. And some of these, like
Route 30
garage sale, where they have a garage sale that goes all the way
Lincoln
across.
Highway. Route 30 is Lincoln Highway.
Yeah.
So there's another example, Lincoln Highway.
Yeah, the Lincoln Highway. It's a good example right there. And so anyway, so that was one of the things today. It was sort of interesting. We keep seeing the little signs, they're sort of neat. They have the number, which is like, I think we're on US 218 right now. But they have the little sign that says Avenue of the Saints. So that's sort of one of the things we notice. It's sort of neat that we travel, and get to see stuff like that.
Yes, and what I was curious about is whether there were any other saint towns along the way, which I don't think there are. It's just between St. Paul and St. Louis.
Yeah,
I don't think there are any saint whatever towns.
Yeah, according to the article we read, that's what it is. And it's a good road. I mean, I like taking the road myself.
It's for those of you like around our area or around Ohio. It kind of is comparable to US 23.
Right. It's a 4-lane divided US highway, and so it's pretty cool. So we get to travel and do that. So.
Yeah. So we thought we'd share a little bit of history behind all that.
Right.
And just every once in a while share a little bit of information. Jim, he remembers a lot of things historically and about roads and things like that. Me, it interests me, but I don't keep it up here. He keeps it up in his head.
Nothing that really makes, it's not, there's no useful information. It's just a lot of trivia.
Lots of trivia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Play me in Trivial Pursuit. I've never lost a game of Trivial Pursuit, ever.
Oh, that is a challenge. Anybody out there?
I consider myself a trivial master. Whatever. The other thing we were talking about, we got to talking, is our refrigeration unit. We call it a refrigeration unit, and that's technically what it is. A lot of people refer to it as a reefer, reefer truck, not the kind some people think of. No, it's not that.
My aunt actually asked me about
Yeah. So when we refer to the reefer, we're talking about the refrigeration unit, but technically it's a temperature control unit.
Yeah.
Because the load we have on here right now is not, we're not keeping it cold, we're keeping it warm.
It's at 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Room temperature.
So,
and
around
so
the
our
20
truck has the
Celsius.
ability to, depending on, sometimes in the summer we take really, really cold loads, like 20 below 0 Celsius, which is -4 Fahrenheit. We can get down that low, or we can actually get a little lower than that. And try, that's fun to haul out of, someplace where it's 120 degrees out.
Yeah.
And in the wintertime, we do a lot of loads that...
We did one out of North Carolina that one time where it was like 100 degrees out and
yeah.
the humidity was horrible. That was,
But in the wintertime, we do a lot of loads that are warm because it's to keep stuff from freezing. So I'm not really for sure what's on here. I don't even want to guess about it. It's in boxes. But, they don't want it frozen. So we keep it at 72.
Yeah, this one has a wide range too. It's like 59
Yeah.
degrees to 80 some degrees.
I think it's 15 to 25. And that's the other thing. Yeah, we ought to talk about that. We, most of our loads, the temperatures come out in Celsius. So we actually sort of know what,
what degrees are what in Celsius
Yeah,
now.
like 40 degrees Celsius is hot. 5 degrees Celsius is 41 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Aren't you impressed? 0 degrees Celsius is 32
32,
degrees
yes.
Fahrenheit.
All of those of you who paid attention in your metric lessons in school.
So essentially, you want it to be, like 20 degrees out and sunny. It'd be wonderful weather if you were Canadian. So anyway, but most of our loads are, the temperatures come out in Celsius. That's what we set everything
so if
to.
we say something's 20 degrees, it may, like today we said 72, and we put Fahrenheit because in our documentation we have to,
there are sometimes
share whether it's Fahrenheit or Celsius,
Well,
because you could really get messed up.
Yeah, big time. There's a big difference between 20 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
And a lot of difference.
We have to make sure that is,
68 versus 20.
that's right. So, our temperatures are that. So that's just one of the things we have up there that's going on. So we'll be right back. Yeah, I actually stopped the video because we had a load offer. But guess what? It wasn't really a load offer.
It was a not awarded.
Yeah.
But we knew that one was going to be not awarded because we couldn't make the pickup on time.
Right. There was a load. We do not have a load for Monday. I know. You're shocked. But we might get one. So that I saw the load notification come across, and I was all excited, and I'd forgot that we had just accepted a load.
That we knew we weren't going to get, probably.
And we didn't. But I was excited anyway. So I stopped the video. So you've seen me do that.
That's sometimes when we get interrupted and you have this editing kind of things.
Okay, we record this on Judy's phone. We've said that before. We use an external microphone. I hope it sounds okay. I'm still trying to work with the sound to get that straightened out. Well, when someone calls, it stops recording, and we have to talk on the phone. So, we keep trying to be better at that, but we can't control that. So that's usually what happens. We try to sit here and record all this in one big take. It just saves me time, because I have to put like 2 pieces of stuff together, and to try to make it flow. And so or something happens, someone knocks on the door, or the phone rings, or
or Jim's phone goes off,
or my phone goes off, have to stop, and then we come back, and I know it looks like magic,
or we get load notifications, yes, because it's seamless. It just works
it's
right
not
together.
Seamless. I try to make it seamless, but it just doesn't work. Or sometimes I'll start a video and I just completely go off into left field, and then
Then we start going.
we start over.
We did bring up today too. We need to kind of think about where our business videos are going too. It's just like,
Have you noticed we're just sort of drifting along? Because that's sort of what we're sort of feeling right now.
Well, actually, this is us in normal conversation mode. It's like Jim will be on topic and he'll be talking about it, and then all of a sudden something makes me think of something else, and then we completely switch topics, which is how my brain works.
Sort of surprised we ever get anything done.
That's why we don't.
That's why we don't. So yeah, we were discussing. We've got that whole series of all about our expediting.
Business.
The bell went off. Did you hear the bell? There was a bell. It was on Judy's
Ding!
iPad. Threw me right off. Anyway, we've sort of lost our way. Well, we haven't really. We have a whole list of stuff we want to do, topics on that are all about our expediting trucking business. And so we might actually do one of those tomorrow.
We don't know. We're not promising anything because
Not promising anything because
we can't remember from one video to the next
Well,
what we say we're going to do.
I really would like to get into where we talk a little bit more about the actual business aspects. One of the things we've got is comparing how much you potentially make as a driver for a fleet owner versus owning your own truck like we do, and just some of the ways that some of the fleet owners pay drivers. They've got to split the money between themselves.
Well, people have talked about us deciding loads, how we, where do we determine, why do we determine going certain places and not going certain places?
Yeah, on the video yesterday we had a comment, and it's basically, well, what loads won't you do and why? I didn't explain why, but I did tell you which loads we wouldn't do. There's certain areas we just don't go. We'll do a video on that, and it's all me because she would basically go anywhere. There's just
as long as I have
like.
him as a navigator, I will go anywhere because the traffic doesn't bother me, and the more I do it, I think the more irritable I get with the traffic. But
Irritable.
It doesn't bother me unless we have absolutely no idea where we're going, and I think that's what bothers both of us. Is
Right.
Sometimes when we get in those places where we just don't know where we're going or what we're doing.
Made no secret, I don't go to New York City. I just don't go there.
Not a secret.
It's not a secret. I won't go to New York City.
Everyone who knows Jim knows that he doesn't go to New York City.
There's several reasons why I won't go to New York City, and I'll get into those in the next video we do whenever we get around to talking about places we won't go.
Because we don't want to talk about it all now because then we won't have a video topic.
Yeah, it's just I've got whole reasons. We'll make that a whole video. Why Jim doesn't go to New York City.
That one may be like 5 hours long.
Could be. So anyway, we're just rambling on.
Rambling.
Sort of, I don't know. This is sort of that time of the year where we're stuck in a truck the majority of the time. It's cold out. It's damp. Don't really want to get out of the truck. Don't really want to do much of anything. So we need to get motivated. I think we've lost our motivation a little bit.
Yes.
So we really don't have anything to talk about today other than just rambling on incoherently.
Well, no, we've talked about quite a few things.
Well, I guess we have.
Anyway,
we haven't had a directed, focused topic. I don't know what that has to do with focus, but
this is a good time to ask our viewers. What is it that you would like for us to talk about? Other than weather, which is a non-topic. We come up with these non-topic things, and it's like when you're conversing and you're sitting with people and what do you usually talk about kind of things? The weather.
Right.
Where you been? What you doing? How are the kids?
Right.
How's the family? And things like that. So
yeah, I guess we can get into that.
So everybody, how's the family?
Answer question. Now we know that there's probably one or two of you that have actually gotten to the end of this video, and
actually are listening to this.
We didn't say anything about this, but we had a unique experience happen last night, and it's the first time it's happened, and it's really cool. And I'm not going to name the names of the folks that recognized us, but we actually got recognized, which just blows my mind. We got out of our truck and we were walking into the truck stop. There was a couple just down from us. And
if people are sitting up front, we'll stop and say hi.
Yeah, there were a drive for our carrier, and they were sitting upside their seat, and we went up, and she opened her door, and I went up and was talking to him, and her husband peers out and goes, and I said, I'm Jim, and she goes, oh, you're Jim and Judy, oh my goodness, and I'm just like, we were recognized from YouTube. It's like, are there paparazzi going to jump out of the bushes now? This is really interesting. And so, yeah, if you do see us out, I mean, we
like to socialize. So
come talk to us.
Yeah,
we would enjoy that.
And right now it's so cold outside that people aren't out of their trucks. But it was so nice in Memphis yesterday because there were 6 of us trucks there.
Yeah, there was a bunch of trucks.
2 teams. We actually talked. I talked to one team and we both talked to the other team. But it's just we used to you know, in the summer and the spring, we all get out and we talk to each other and stand around outside our trucks. And, you know, the problem inside the trucks is there's not a whole lot of room. But, you know, we could squeeze teams in here. We get a couple sitting in the front, a couple sitting in the back. And
so, but
we'd chit chat.
If you see us out, just come over and talk to me. That just amuses me to no end that we were recognized, that someone had watched this nonsense on YouTube that we've been doing for 4 months now, and someone actually recognized
we
us.
are quite unique, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Special. Yeah. Whatever.
All right, you're all getting to the end of this video. We're done. We're having fun.
We're not saying
Sorry.
anything else about that anywhere else except for the end of this video. So we know that there's like 2 people in the world that now know about it other than us and the folks in Memphis. So we appreciate you hanging around to the end.
Yeah, and and it was great talking to you. Those 2 teams in Memphis too. One of our goals was to be a little bit more social this winter, and
right. And we don't mention names, and I won't mention anybody's name unless they give me permission to, because some people don't want other people to know where they're at.
They don't want to become famous.
Well, it's not that,
famous.
but you know, I don't know if they were loaded. I don't know if their truck was loaded or not. They may not want people to know that they were
where they were at.
Yeah. And so we just respect privacy with that. Unless they basically come up and say, "Put me on YouTube. I want to be on YouTube."
Yeah, we have a couple friends who are like, "This isn't going to be on YouTube, is it?"
Yeah, we've had phone calls before, and I'm like, "Hey, we're recording the vlog. Oh, put me on YouTube." And I'm like, "No."
And you know who you are.
We're just amused by this whole thing. It just cracks me up. So anyway, we're easily amused.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you do meet us, try to keep the bright, shiny objects in your pockets, because we'll just go off. We're easily amused. It'll be like, you know, Playland.
It's like that bush over there, right?
That bush.
All right, everybody.
Thank you for sticking by.
So long.
Please like and subscribe to our channel.
And ring the notification bell.
Give us a thumbs up. Yeah, do all that stuff. So we'll talk to you.
They don't have a crazy button, so you can't press that.
Tomorrow's video, we'll get back on track with a little bit more seriousness. Maybe.
Who knows? All right, so long, everybody.
Good night.